Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here. I'm today to talk about Toonami's ratings from this past Saturday, November 6th, 2021. Let's start at the top of the block. At the top of the block, we have My Hero Academia at a 0.15, followed by another episode of My Hero Academia at a 0.14. That's the season 5 finale. Yashahime at a 0.11, Narrative Shipping at a 0.10, Food Wars at a 0.10, Fena Pirate Princess at a 0.08, Dr. Stone at a 0.07, and Dragon Ball Super ends the block at a 0.06. Not too often I get to say this, but this was actually a pretty good week for the block. Or at least it was better than the last so many weeks. In a second, I'll go over that Fena marathon and its ratings. Holy crap. I don't think Konami's Adult Swim has ever gotten these low ratings in like primetime slots before. But yeah. And one thing I want to point out, and kind of going back on the theme of Fana, is that these ratings basically incriminate Fana for being a failure at the top of the block. I was saying like that Fano looked like it was plateauing at like a 0.12 or so, and I said that's probably the highest we're getting with Fana at the start of the block, and that's probably its ceiling. So it's interesting because this is the first week we get My Hero Academia back at the start of the block in like 3 4 months, and we immediately go from that 0.12 up to a 0.15. So we get a notable improvement right there. And again, that just incriminates Fan of Pirate Princess, where you have you have My Hero Academia, a show that Toonami just pays for the licensing, which is not well. It's quite a good chunk of money, probably because My Hero Academia is a pretty very popular brand, one of the most popular brands in anime right now. And Fan of Pirate Princess, they literally had to pay in. They probably had half the budget was probably William Street Warner Media paying for it, and that for that to outrate Fan of Pirate Princess just makes Toonami look all the worse for the gamble that was Fan of Pirate Princess. And Fan of Pirate Princess, it's amazing to really analyze it, because you look like literally back in just like people like viewer discussion boards from the first 2 episodes, people were really on board with the show, I myself included. A lot of people said, "I like Fana. Oh, I like the other characters. I like where this plot's going. I'm really interested in this whole concept of the Sword of Kusanagi and all this treasure and stuff." Like it's a bit derivative of One Piece in a way, but I feel like the show can really make its own thing, especially with who's this Able guy. And then by the end of the show, everyone's like, "What the hell is this crap?" Like, it's universal. I couldn't find a single person who unironically liked the ending of Fan of Pirate Princess. And that's impressive because right off the top of my head, the only other anime I could think of that didn't have a single person like the ending was probably Promised Neverland Season 2. And even like something like Wonder Egg Priority, where it's infamous for its ending, I found a few people actually go out and defend it. So that just really shows Cat Fana's almost in a league of its own with that. And again, just about Fana, these ratings having My Hero Academia do so well, just basically that's the nail in the coffin. Fana was a failure. And they're now just focusing on recouping money at Fana late in the block, trying to get some more ratings, trying to get some more advertiser revenue for it to kind of justify saying how much they put into it. I can guarantee you Warner Media will ultimately lose money from Fana. They probably lost money from both Fully Cooley sequels. They might have made money on Space Dandy. I think they paid in so much on Space Dandy, and Space Dandy was a well-loved show. It was a very highly rated show. The reruns of Space Dandy actually did pretty well at the time for that time's like what was considered good ratings at that time. And like I'm since it's on the back of my mind, I'm gonna go right now back to the October 30th, so the Halloween marathon. There was Phantom Pirate Princess that went from 10:30 all the way to 5 o'clock. I am gonna tell you the 18 to 49 rating from the start to the end of this marathon. 0.04, 0.04, 0.05, 0.04, 0.04, 0.04, 0.05, 0.05, 0.05, 0.03, 0.03, 0.03. And here's the total viewership, by the way. The total viewership for the same shows: 80,000, 84,000, 96,000, 85,000, 85,000, 84,000, 93,000, 81,000, 79,000, 68,000, 68,000, 60,000. By comparison, this last episode of My Hero Academia nearly hit 300,000. Like, no one wanted to see Fena again. It makes it impressive that the rating for this Fena rerun was still a 0.08. That's higher than I thought it would do for that. And again, it just shows that Fana was just not it. And that makes you a little bit worried because next week we get Blade Runner Black Lotus, which, to give Toonami, to give Adult Swim credit, they're doing a better job of advertising. Fena, I don't think they gave much advertising to at all in lead up. There was like a couple ads on like Adult Swim proper, but for Blade Runner, it's all over Adult Swim. I've seen a few ads also on TBS. There's definitely a big push online. Instead of just doing Boomer Book, they finally put ads on Twitter. I'm pretty sure someone posted some stuff about it, like ads on like Reddit. Like they're actually making more of a push. So that might ultimately help Blade Runner Black Lotus. But I'm coming into that even more pessimistic than I was for Fena. Fena, I was cautiously optimistic for. Okay, but the thing is, I can go into detail about why I think Blade Runner Black Lotus will probably be an even bigger failure. It's because of the fact that, in my opinion, Blade Runner is a less accessible title than Phantom Pirate Princess. Like, you watch, like, an advertisement at the beginning of Phantom Pirate Princess, and you can see, okay, this is gonna get the people who are really into shonen probably like it. Honestly, some people I saw like shojo stuff show up in the trailer. I'm like, I could see people who are into shojo getting into this too. I can see the people who are just in it for the female empowerment. I can see all these different angles and these different viewership bases that can jump into the show. Like Blade Runner Black Lotus, I don't see much other than people who really like the movies, which for the 18 to 48 is a 18 to 49 group is a very small group of people. Like most people who like Blade Runner are probably close to going to retirement at this point. That's how old the original movie, the Harrison Ford movie was. And it seems like something that Jason DeMarco wanted to make just because he was in a position that he could order it to be made, and not because it's something that could actually work on Toonami. And I think that will be the theme that we'll see over the next 12 weeks, or probably more because we're going to hit holiday marathons and crap with Blade Runner Black Lotus. I would not be surprised if it does worse than Fana's .12s. It's definitely not going to get My Hero Academia's .15. My Hero Academia definitely was the shining star this week. And now, since I'm talking a lot by Fan of Pirate Princess, t- Boomer talk on Blade Runner Black Lotus, I might as well talk about the rest of the block. Yashahime did what he usually do and like a bit from the previous show at a .11. Honestly, seeing it there is better because it was barely getting .1s with Fan at the top of the block. And then you have actually there was a bit of a typo. Food Wars is supposed to come before Naruto because that's how it aired chronologically, but Naruto actually slightly outrated Food Wars. So again, Naruto Shippuden builds on the show in front of it. A tale as old as time. A tale as old as time. And this time it's Food Wars, which appears to be just kind of pittering out at this point. I don't see that many people talk about it anymore. And then you have Fana's rerun at .08. I already talked about that. Then you have Dr. Stone and Dragon Ball Super also reruns at .07, .06. For rerun numbers, those are pretty decent, actually. But I mean, like, things like, you take the last rerun of the block, Dragon Ball Super to .06. That is a higher rating than anything that aired the previous Saturday of Fana Pirate Princess's marathon. That's how poorly received that marathon ended up being. First show that I think everyone's moved on from. I don't think anyone honestly wants a season 2 out of it. And by the way, that's gonna be the damning indictment because it was left just open-ended enough that we could get a season 2. There was talk before the season of, oh, there's gonna be plenty of seasons. If this does not get a season 2 announcement soon, then the writing's on the wall, and that's Warner Media's implicit acknowledgement that this was a failed experiment. Which is kind of scary because we have 3 more experiments in the pipeline with, again, Blade Runner starting this Saturday at midnight and 12:30. We will in 2022 get Shinmu and then Uzumaki. Okay, Uzumaki I'm optimistic for because, like I said before, I've seen people outside the typical Toonami sphere talk about it. So I think there's a really good, genuine interest in that. Shenmue, I don't know. There's very little out about Shenmue. We got like a trailer recently, and I mean, honestly, I think the earliest we get Shenmue summer 2022. Earliest. Would not be surprised if it ends up getting pushed back further to 2023 after Uzumaki airs. I think Uzumaki is a pretty hard date of October 2022. They're going to force that in for Halloween season that year. But yeah, what do you guys think about Toonami, their ratings, the shows on it? Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I'm Super Orange Cat, and that is all.